We did it. We achieved the unachievable in 2021. Actually, it's more achievable in 2021 than what it was back in 2013. We achieved the Criminal Mastermind Challenge. Welcome to my very first in-depth guide of achieving the Criminal Mastermind Challenge. I have to tell you that this was actually very rigorous and it was pretty tough. It wasn't the missions that were tough, it was actually finding 4 people that were able to commit. Something that would normally take about 5 to 6 hours to complete took us about a week, but it only took us that long because not everyone could be on at the same time, so we had to basically find the time to do it. There are basically 5 full heists that you need to complete. Most of them have got each 5 setups and the finale, so that's a total of about 26 missions. But there are 6 other things that you need to also achieve while trying to get the Criminal Mastermind Challenge. Number 1, you need 4 of the same people in every setup and every finale. 2, you cannot die in any setup or finale. And I'm not really sure about this, but let's just say you cannot fail the mission either, whether or not you die, just to be on the safe side. 3, you need to do this all in order, which will also unlock another challenge called the All in Order Challenge. 4, all the setups need to be in hard mode. Basically everything that has the option to change it from normal to hard, make sure it's in hard. 5, you need an armored Kuruma. An armored Kuruma is one of the best beginning vehicles for anyone that is just starting GTA Online, because it's also pretty cheap. And by you need an armored Kuruma, I just mean just one person in your crew needs it. And finally, number 6, you need to find who is skilled in what. Who is basically better at what type of job. There are jobs where people are flying and people are down below shooting. You need to figure out who is better in order to do these. For example, I was better at flying, so that's what I did in most of the missions, if it required it. And that's pretty much what you need. I mean, it sounds like a lot, I know, but believe me, it sounds more complicated than it actually is. But the first things first. You see on your screen right now that I am showing you scenes from the very first heist, the Fleeca job. I'm not going to actually show the Fleeca job because I already showcased it on my channel earlier. This one is very self-explanatory and it is very easy to not die in. There isn't really a smart method to do this. I mean, this is going to sound cliche and stupid, but it's kind of a no-brainer. The only thing that I can suggest when you go and steal the one armored Kuruma for the second and final setup mission, have your own armored Kuruma. I know it sounds kind of funny because you're basically using an armored Kuruma to steal another armored Kuruma, but the game I guess considers it to be a quote-unquote unmarked vehicle, I guess. But the reason you want to use your armored Kuruma is because in this mission you're going to have to do a lot of shooting, and the armored Kuruma is 100% bulletproof, and as long as you're inside that vehicle, you pretty much can't die. It's not completely impervious to rockets, but it will definitely take a few. And of course, if you're wondering why I'm not showing that content while I'm talking about it, it's because it did not record for some reason. And also, here's another quick tip for you. If you were to die or fail in any way, I would just close out the application as quickly as you can. I know it could get annoying after a while, but it will basically act as if the game did not save, and when you reload, it'll be like your death never happened. And of course, make sure all 4 people do that. But hopefully, if you follow this guide, you won't have to do that, because what you are about to see, minus the Fleeca job and the prison break, everything else will be my very first time that I've done these heists in their entirety. There is one thing that I do need to mention, and this is where it starts to get kind of confusing. Whoever the 4 people are, the ones that you choose, all 4 of them have to take part in the Fleeca job, but they have to do it together. Now hang with me for a minute. As most of you already know, I'm sure the Fleeca job only requires 2 people. That's all it allows pretty much. So I did initially thought this was kind of stupid that they included this. But when you are trying to achieve the Criminal Mastermind, you have to keep this in mind. In order for all 4 of you to actually obtain the Criminal Mastermind, all 4 of you have to take part in the Fleeca job. No matter whose Fleeca job it is, they've just got to take part in one of them. And of course, do all the 6 steps that I mentioned previously. So, you're probably wondering, who are the other 3 people that I've asked to do this with me? Well, the answer for that is actually very simple. They are people that have already been on my channel one time or another. It's Blade451, MJW3009, and of course my wife, I'm Cupid Psycho. So what we did to complete the Fleeca job portion of this challenge is that I did my Fleeca job with MJW and Blade did his Fleeca job with I'm Cute but Psycho. I would shorten up her name, but calling her Psycho is just mean, and calling her cute, well, I do that all the time anyways, so what's the difference? So I'm just gonna keep calling her by her full name, I'm Cute but Psycho. Doing what I just explained will ensure that each character gets the Criminal Mastermind challenge. Blade did not have to complete any of the setups or heists to achieve this challenge, even though he was doing all of mine. Hopefully that makes a little more sense. I had to really think about how I was going to word some of these because the way that it sounds very complicated, but believe me, it's really not. So I'm going to be cutting this video off right here, and I hope that makes a little bit more sense, so stay tuned because very soon I will be uploading the very first Prison Break setup, because that's next on the list, the Prison Break. I will be uploading each setup and each heist in separate videos. In this video, I just wanted to explain how the Fleeca job part of this achievement works. It can get a little bit complicated, and I will also be arranging these videos into a playlist so that it will be a little bit easier to find each one. And I'll also be numbering them so that you guys will know what order to do these in. I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible for anyone who wants to achieve this. It's really not that hard, and it's just knowing the different strategies. And the end result is pretty amazing because you will basically get a total of $10 million for completing the Criminal Mastermind. There are about $3 million extra dollars that you could get if you do other challenges as well. I missed $2 million, so I basically got $11 million, which is still pretty dang good. My wife, I believe, got 12 million, but she missed 1 million for something. I don't exactly know what it is, and I'm not sure how much Blade got. MJ unfortunately did not receive anything except for $1 million for the all in order bonus. And that's because something got messed up on his end, and for some reason it did not save that he completed the Criminal Mastermind. But he obviously did because he was with us the whole time. He never really cared about the money, he just wanted to get that achievement, so one of these days we will probably get it a second time specifically for him, but that's not something that I'm going to put on my YouTube channel because there's no point in putting it up twice. So with that being said, before I begin this series, I do want to thank MJ for doing this with us because he is the mastermind, so to speak, in doing this. He has never achieved the Criminal Mastermind before, but he has done every one of these heists and setups previously, just not all in with the same people or all in order. But he knew how to do them and he knew the proper strategy, so without him, I would not be able to make these videos. So thank you. I cannot express my gratitude enough because MJ is from the UK and there was a 6-hour time difference with him and us. There were nights that we didn't even get off of the game until 1 AM for us, but for him it was 7 AM. Now that is dedication. And he even helped me out with recording his point of view on some of the more relevant setups and finales. So once again, thank you. And also thank you, the viewer, for supporting me in my channel. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video, which will be the Prison Break, the plane setup. See you soon.